might blind your eyes. What you heard me? You keep on trying to deny the fly. You heard me? Spaceships, UFOs in the sky. Come on, pulling up in the sky like a helicopter chopper. What you meant to keep going, bitches on your topic. When it took over your land, told you not to profit. Can't do me, baby, that's what got you gone. Don't know the mother man, ask me what I'm flying for. You gon' need a lot of water, cause I'm bringing firestorm. The spaceship engine sound like a lion's roar. When the sound's going off, baby, I supply the horns. Fly through the motherfucking sky, see all kind of orbs. Furious, just a messenger, I took all kind of forms. I ain't following shit, bitch, nigga, I'm the Lord. You better eat McDonald's when I'm frying corn. You ain't got a nose snotty when I'm even up. Yeah, your nose getting snotty, look, he got a stuff. Yeah, you're not hard body, we get a chunk. Yeah, got the 12 gauge daddy, I keep me a pump, squeezing it down. Yeah, don't let them kinda make you know I'll be on the plane, leaving this plane. You only acting like you are just being the same, being the lame. I really don't care what you would believe in your brain, we ain't the same. You were just kinda with all of those people that's strange, we in the days. Those flying saucers in the sky tonight, you heard me. Can't look straight at it, they might blind your eyes. You heard me. You keep on trying to deny the fly, you heard me. Spaceships, UFOs in the sky, come on, pulling up in the sky like a helicopter chopper. What you meant to keep going, bitches on your topic. When it took over your land, told you not to profit. Being too mixed and make a lead, that's what got you gone. Moving through the light, you heard me. Fuck with me, bitch, you might just lose your life, you heard me. Calm down, homie, if you too high, you heard me. Put you underneath the ground like it's a man that's reserved. Homie, when them cannons are burst, so leave your man on the curb. We better off just dead in a hearse, cause he abandoned his word. That's what you monkeys get for never understanding to learn. You open your hands up to these humans, they gon' hand you a turn, cause they ain't shit. Yeah, wish you could punch them down the toilet like you're nothing but a water cycle. You got to race your pickle down to boil it, put the word up in a pot. Got you working that crusty crass, SpongeBob looking shape. Don't give a fuck about your musty ass, I know you love to laugh. You be thinking like it's not a dream. You be kicked from some overtoes, send us on and go to the soccer team. Don't make me drop a beam. I'm touching everybody in sight. Look up in the sky right now, bitch. All you see is a big flight. Those flying saucers in the sky tonight. You heard me. Can't look straight at it, they might blind your eyes. You heard me. You keep on trying to deny the fly. You heard me. Spaceships, UFOs in the sky. Come on, pulling up in the sky like a helicopter chopper. What you meant to get no bitches while you're talking. When it took over your land, told you not to profit. Being too mixed and make a lead, that's what got you gone. I can save your life, you heard me. God is gone so you can stay tonight, you heard me. Put time around, I can make it right, you heard me. DoelowDaPilotman, amazing flight, yeah, alright.
Flunked out spirits, a lot of these energies is going on right now, but we're gonna break it down because y'all done got so digitalized in y'all mind. God forcing everybody to go back to the physical in some way, shape, or form, whether it's physicality, physical attributes. A lot of y'all done let y'all physical attributes go. A lot of y'all sloppy Joe. You know what I'm saying? Joe Dirt. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Joe Button. He ain't included in this. He may be if he ain't been going to Planet Fitness or whatever. I'm going to tell you, it's a lot of energies. Where's Waldo? A lot of y'all faces look like that. You know what I'm saying? The old Zip Mick, old Zip Mick lip mints and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Old Zip Mick. You know what I'm saying? You're taking too many old Zip Mick edibles and stuff like that. Y'all get all lost in the sauce and don't know what's going on. You walk around Christmas tree. Face looking like a big old star. From the neck down, look like goddamn Christmas tree. You know what I'm saying? That. You know what I'm saying? That. A lot of y'all is going through a lot of different things right now. Listen, the moon is Sagittarius. Why? Turn up, that is human nature. Why? Animal nature. Your animality. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all lost in that too right now. I'm telling you, because that's the moon. The moon is Sagittarius, big animal creature in the sky. It ain't an animal at all. But all y'all gonna be asking what some animal in the sky was asking. Why? But it's gonna look like filtered through the sun. Sun and Cancer. Happy flight day, Cancers. But for the most part, it's gonna be why? Why? Why do I have to feel this way? Why? Why? You know what I'm saying? I gotta why you feel this way, why your emotions in some way, why you in that flunked out relationship. You know what I'm saying? Why you got that flunked out job, why you got that flunked out friendship, why you got that flunked out family member, why you associated with that flunked out concept or you know what I'm saying, symbolship, organization, corporate, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people right now asking, why? Did I work on the Superwoman movie? Why? I said a lot of people ask, why did I work on He-Man? Why? Why? I said, why did I help work on Mortal Kombat? Why? Why? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things going on, no matter what part of the world you in. You know what I'm saying? Shoe industry. No, movie industry. Yeah. Music industry, yeah. Clothing, and I don't think it's an industry in America right now, is it? Let me look at the tag right now. Let me look at the tag. Like I said, I don't think it's a court. You know what I'm saying? God, like, man, y'all weak. Go back outside. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. A lot of y'all raising y'all kids and not work their kneecaps. You know what I'm saying? Making you look like retarded or something like that. It's gonna make you feel like, oh, then God gonna shoot some words through you. Be like, make that little bat and go outside. Maybe you get a little piece. Maybe you'll learn how to cook some other minute rice or whatever. You know what I'm saying? God is coming at all people in some way, shape, or form right now with that Sagittarius energy filtered through Cancer. Here's the thing. It's going to be misunderstandings. You know, that 150-degree angle of that misunderstanding, like, I don't know why I feel it. That's a misunderstanding. You trying to understand why somebody else may feel a certain way, created some emotion that they stabilized on and they trying to initiate because cardinal water, initiating and creating. All, pardon me, all cardinal signs lead. So when it comes into cancers, they lead into feelings and emotions. You know what I'm saying? So right now, with the Sagittarius, that's the world we in. We're reacting and responding to mutable fire. Being mutable, being able to adapt to our own and other people's ways of seeing and feeling about things. Sometimes that come with questions. Sometimes that come with, I think I should learn based upon experience other than information, or whatever the case may be. I don't care about what you saying. I know when I do it. That kind of energy. Now, for the most part, that's going to be filtered through a misunderstanding. They 150-degree angles away, degrees away, days away. But when it comes into the sun and moon, we get to experience as a reaction and a response. So as we start to filter that and it start to appear, it appears as Cancer. So when we're trying to see and feel how other people and how our own visions and things of that nature may correlate, and is it moral or not, or is it just surface level, right? It may be based on an emotional state. And a lot of times that may be misunderstood because of that in conjunction. And that misunderstanding may play out as, you know, you may react to someone that you're trying to see and feel where they're coming from, that it may be unmoral. It may just be grounded on some surface level, or I'm doing something to look crazy to make some money, or whatever the case may be. You may express it emotionally, express that misunderstanding of that way of seeing and feeling from an emotional base, right? And then therefore create a misunderstanding and then put a person or multiple people's spiritual back against the wall to have to actually express the real reason why they look crazy, but they doing what they're doing for alternative reasons. Maybe for the money, maybe for other purposes. Maybe they lost a bet. Maybe, and that's not to say you being a good person, listening to what I'm saying and giving people grace. There's a lot of people in y'all life need to be cussed out, need to be esoteric rocks, David and Goliath thrown at them and stuff like that, and have them sit somewhere and you know when they by themselves, they questioning, trying to overcompensate. Well, they threw rocks at Jesus or whatever the case may be. That you need to know they ain't Jesus. Well, nothing Jesus had anything to do with whatever rock was thrown at them. And best believe the name that was on that rock was for them, and it was justified. You better believe that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people don't be wanting to believe their own bullshit. So a lot of times, don't take everything I'm saying. You got real people in your life. You need to get an understanding from that misunderstanding. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't expressing no emotion, ain't gonna get that understanding. So for the most part, Cancer do just right sometimes. You know what I'm saying? The moon and Sagittarius and that in conjunction, sometimes it do just right. You know what I'm saying? Just right. For the sake of, being in some type of energy of, you probably been had some pent up energy you wanted to express. Whether it's towards people, places, or things, it don't even matter. You had a distaste towards the job you probably was at. You had a distaste you probably playing video games all day or something like that, and it probably wasn't treating you the way it was treating you last week. You thought you had the magic thumb or something like that, or you thought you had the magic dice, and you ain't even go buy no trick dice. You just start losing money all this week because you was listening to Offset all week or something like that. So you just felt like you wanted to go to the casino and owe the Seminoles. Shout out to the Seminoles. You know what I'm saying? Owe somebody up, pay up. Oh, Sarah, going and getting high, all this, losing all your money and stuff, losing y'all minds in the middle of it, losing y'all minds, y'all families, all kind of stuff. Shout out to Offset. No, I said that wasn't about him. I'm just talking about in general. These rappers just be representations of the everyday life. Y'all see the end of that DMX video, all the little kids. I'm DMX. I'm DMX. No, you're a degenerate. You're a reprobate. You're slow. Your parent was a prostitute. All kind of stuff. Replace it with that. Y'all get it. Y'all the same. We get it. You know what I'm saying? We get it. We get it. Different blocks, different houses, even recording the same circle. You know what I'm saying? We get it. Why? Tell them that it's your animality. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the animal natures right now, when we come to initiate and create new ways of dealing with the emotions and feelings and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to the cardinal signs, Cancer initiate the emotions and feelings. Libra, they initiate the thinking and community. So you can always count on this. If you're around a cardinal sign, cardinal fire is Aries, cardinal earth is Capricorn, cardinal air is Libra, cardinal water is Cancer. You're gonna be around a Cancer, you can bet your bottom dollar that they may be trying to control the way you feel about something or your emotions about something. You're around an Aries, we might be trying to control the way you see something or how you're supposed to feel about it, because those are the fillers, Cancers and water and fire, but just in different attributes. One feeling get expressed, one get encapsulated, analyzed, and dealt with. You know what I'm saying? Then if it ain't dealt with in the right way, everybody got to feel the way the water sign feel if the water sign don't feel right, especially Cancers. But for the most part, you know what I'm saying? Cancers, you could count your bottom dollar, count your bottom whoppum, that they might, you can feel your emotions or your feelings getting controlled, yanked on a little bit. You're around an Aries, the way you see and feel about something getting yanked on a little bit. You're around a Libra, the way you think or how you're communicating about something getting yanked on. You're around a Libra. They think they mind readers and they try to control everybody's mind they're around. I'll say that they ain't no lie. One of my brothers a Libra. You know what I'm saying? My other brother a Cancer. Okay, none of y'all tell me about nothing, or no Gemini. My mother a Virgo, my father a Gemini. Okay, none of y'all tell me about none of them signs. I don't want to hear it. I'm saying real stuff, but for the most part, when it comes to Libras mind readers. You know what I'm saying? They think they mind readers. If they ain't read your mind, they're gonna try to control it or some way, shape, or form. They put it to the test. They say a lot of things around you and say the thing like, "Yeah, I told you I knew what you was thinking" or something like that, just for you to be like, "No, you didn't." But if you're around a Libra, you can bet your bottom whopper, you bet your bottom dollar that you're gonna feel yanked on when it comes to your way of thinking and communicating about something. If you're around a Capricorn, right? You're going to feel them energies getting ganked on of someone trying to control your way of thinking. Those are the thinkers, Capricorn and Libra, but they do it in different ways. When it comes into the earth, you feel getting ganked on of trying to change your way of think or trying to control, not change. That's more of a fixed sign. They try to change you into the form they in. So of all the fixed signs, was no matter the element played out like water, played out like a form, they want you to be liquid and take their shape and form, take their fixated nature or whatever the case may be. If it's an Earth, Taurus, it wants you to just be planted in one area. Don't go nowhere else. Be they slave. If it's the Aquarius, they want you to think only the way they think. As soon as you start thinking in different ways, you get ghost. You know what I'm saying? The cult leaders. You know what I'm saying? They come to Scorpio. They want you to feel the way they feel and their emotions and stuff. You don't even know that's how they really feel, whatever. So they be trying to control the situation from behind closed doors or whatever. And the moment you don't, they're going to strategically, like, kind of make you feel a way that you never knew that they felt that way. You know what I'm saying? They'll sting your ass and sting themselves a lot of times. So you ain't supposed to be carrying out no grudges and secret animosities like that or whatever the case may be. Then when it comes into the Leo, you know what I'm saying? And then they get fixated. They only want you to see or feel something the way they see or feel about it. The moment you show them you don't see something their way or feeling something their way, they don't give a care. They're going to express it until you do. And the more you don't, the more they're going to be like, well, I'm going to be the most this person don't agree with person in the world. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this person think I'm an enemy. I'll be the best enemy they ever thought in the world. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Leos don't give a damn. You ain't hurting the Leo feelings the way you think you hurt the Leo feeling. You know what I'm saying? The Leo will play on that. They feel like this about me. Oh, I'm about to be the best at the world. They take anything. It don't matter what kind of attention it is. You give a Leo attention, they gonna flip it in something. You give too much Leo attention, you ain't gonna have no attention no more. That's one thing about a Leo. They know how to set the stage real cold, real slick. You thought you had a stage. You'd have let them slide off from the audience, get on the stage, everybody backstage like them and stuff. Before you know it, the curtains, the lights, no more shining on you. It's on them now. So you're like, oh, you know what I'm saying? So y'all got to be careful with Leos sometimes too, giving Leos too much attention. Thinking like they're Pisces or thinking that they're Gemini or something like that, and you can say something and then they get emotionally sensitive, like a Libra or something like that too. They get emotionally sensitive. No. Leo, they get emotionally sensitive in a different way. So they start to boost themselves up internally. So if it's something that you trying to make them feel down about themselves about, they'll boost themselves up about it. They be like, oh, this must be something that this person lacked. And then that's it. They turned into a star in your world just because you probably seriously hate them. You know what I'm saying? You ain't no hating a Leo. You know what I'm saying? You either love to hate them or hate loving them. The end. It don't really go no further than that. Just stay out their way then. Stay out their way. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much where it goes. You know what I'm saying? But then when it comes to Capricorns, you can feel that energy getting yanked on. Someone trying to control your way of thinking and practicalizing something, or your way of making sense out of something. And a lot of times when you get too expressive, that don't make sense to a Capricorn. You start talking too much about emotions, that don't make sense to a Capricorn. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You start talking too much, period. That don't make sense to a Capricorn. Everything you're talking about, they're going to start wanting to know, did you actually do it? Do you actually got that? Or you just talking for the sake of talking or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And for the most part, then that's when you'll make them start talking and thinking and be like, no, you're supposed to think, you're supposed to be like this. If you're going to say that, don't say that, because people going to see you like this. And if you ain't in this type of position, you just set yourself up. That you getting all that from a Capricorn mind. When they start talking to you like that, they try to show you that you talking bigger than what you is about something. You know, that's basically what they doing, because in the Capricorn mind, and you, they friend, family, associate, or coworker, they the only boss. Not you. It don't matter if you making more money, you the bread, what the hell, none of that, they don't even count. That don't count about what make people a boss or not. You know what I'm saying? I use the restroom, y'all. 1 second, I use the restroom. That don't count though. What make Oh, there. Yeah, they're the only people who think they're the boss. So it don't matter what you doing. You can make more money. You could be in a situation where you kind of more stable, probably more physically fit or something like that. They're gonna put some situation there to make you feel like that don't matter. You know what I'm saying? That don't matter when it comes to this. And whatever that this is, just whatever the Capricorn made up. Whatever that this is, whatever the Capricorn made up. You know what I'm saying? So y'all got to keep that in mind. But at the same time, you're going to feel yanked on when you're around cardinal energies or whatever. Now, here's the thing. What makes them different than a fixed sign is they not actually trying to control you. You just around them, and you just beating on their space. And it's a certain way that they conduct their space in some way, shape, or form. The fixed signs be trying to control you. You know what I'm saying? The fixed signs, the Scorpios, the Tauruses, the Leos, and the Aquariuses. Now, the mutable signs is adjustable. They know how to melt and mold into anything and switch and adjust and get out of anything. And sometimes certain mutable signs do it a little hasty. You know what I'm saying? Like when they're trapped into something that they start thinking that they're trapped in. And the mutable signs is Pisces, Gemini, Virgo, and Sagittarius. So they real adjustable. They can get into something just as fast as they get out of something. And here's the thing, depending on what they get into, how they get out makes the whole situation unstable. Because it'd be a situation that was started by a cardinal sign, Aries, Capricorn, Cancer, or Libra. But the foundation of it, it would meld it together, be the fixed signs, Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, or Taurus. But the mutable signs add on, be the star, change up. And here's the thing, depending on what they join into, right? They get this weird idea sometimes that they could be the cardinal or they could be the fixed. And then when that don't play out, then they switch up or change or separate. Then it creates the whole situation to be unstable because the fixed signs need something to keep going. And a lot of times the mutable signs add on to something that's on the predicate of the fixed sign. So the fixed sign be needing that to continuously keep something fixated. The cardinal sign is there to push or whatever the case may be, or there to go make something bigger. Now, when it comes to the mutable signs, when they switch up, it leaves things unstable. The Gemini may switch up in a way to make everybody mind, throw everybody mind state off to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? Because for the most part, they say one thing and then they was heavily invested. Then once their mind starts switching, their actions go with their mind. But their mind was in a different place where their words was at. So for the most part, you start looking at the Gemini switch up on certain things and you don't know where it's coming from. Then when it gets into the Pisces, when they switch up on things, you might know where it's coming from, but you only know how to tie it to some delusion or some imagination about something, or as always was a wrong understanding. Like everything was all good until it gets to now they don't understand something. And now the beginning part of what was always understood, now that become a misunderstanding. And then when it comes to the Pisces, you got to think they're in a delusion or something like that. Was they in a dream world the whole time or whatever? Did they thought I said something? You know what I'm saying? Or when we signed the deal, or did they thought I said something when we signed the movie contract? Did they thought I said I'm going to give you $600,000 just to sit in a trailer or whatever? No, I said I was giving it in increments. You get $12,000 this month, $12,000 next month for this movie if we shooting Star Wars. If you some straight to Tubi or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, what was it? You didn't mix what I said with part of your dream you didn't have about 6 months before meeting me before. You know what I'm saying? Like the Pisces be going through it. I don't know what the Pisces, they be in 2 different, 3 different, 4 different imaginary worlds made by Steven Spielberg. You know what I'm saying? However the case may be. Virgos, sometimes when they switch up, it become kind of like too serious because they're switching up based on things that really ain't the matter yet. We ain't even make that money yet. You taking it way too far and stuff, worrying about things we ain't even get yet. Let's worry about it when we get it. You know what I'm saying? We gotta sit here and analyze this and do this and this, that. You get ready to create a situation where if we don't temper the Virgo energy, they're gonna express themselves in a certain way that just block opportunity for us all. You know what I'm saying? Put a foot in all of our mouth. Don't let the Virgo speak for everybody if they're going through a frustrated situation. You know what I'm saying? Because now they're immutable. Now they get ready to have disgruntled energies. And when they make everything unstable, it's about things that we ain't even get yet. Oh, yeah, we ain't doing that because we ain't making that much money yet. Well, let's get some money so we can actually talk like that first. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes Virgos be going too fast. That's something a little different with the Earth that they got with the Taurus and Capricorn. Sometimes they can think too fast. You know what I'm saying? Chill out. It might be that Mercury a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they could like talk themselves out of something. You know what I'm saying? Stress themselves out of something. You know, everything was all good. You showed your talent, whatever, like that. Me being around you for this whole week, this whole month showed me things matter a little bit more than just talent. Man, I don't like this person's attitude. I don't like this person worrying about. You know what I'm saying? This person making me stressed out the time I'm around. You know what I'm saying? Get out the studio. However the case it may be. Sometimes y'all Virgos be like that. Real stuff. You start talking about stuff that don't even matter right now. Yeah, it's a little split and a little cotton around the microphone, whatever. It was making hits before you came, bro. You know what I'm saying? We was making hits before you came, sis, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Chill out. You was real excited before you was able to be in front of that microphone or see a little split, the cotton around it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You was just excited. You was talking real good, express your talent, rap real good, sing real good, actress real good, or whatever the case may be. Soon as you got in the trailer, soon as you got in front of the mic, you've been here for a few weeks or whatever the case may be. I don't think I even want you here. I don't care how good your voice is. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, like, sometimes y'all Virgos get like that. Y'all got to know y'all put that on people's brains. Y'all don't always understand. Y'all be putting that on people, y'all family brains sometimes. Y'all friends, y'all associates and coworkers. Y'all got to think sometimes, oh, do I do that? Yes. Yes. See, these be the things that we ain't always going to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Because they too petty to talk about or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's so petty that it's the best solution is just some days, phone on don't disturb. You know, phone on airplane mode or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some days just don't be bothered. You know what I'm saying? With that family. You know what I'm saying? You got to know it's like sometimes it's just like that how I get played out to your family, friends, associates, and coworkers. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't going to tell you all the time. That's what you got to understand. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to understand. The Sagittarius, when they switch up, you know what I'm saying? Because they're mutable. So they bring all the way of seeing something, all the way of feeling about something. We ain't even see things that way. We ain't even feel things that way or whatever the case may be. Then they want to separate that and then start seeing things in a whole different way. So start looking at what we was just seeing and comparing it what they seeing now to extremes. So I said, like, wait a minute. We was saying you just see it this way. This is all good. And now you see it this way or whatever. Now you can't even deal with the Sagittarius. You know what I'm saying? That's how the way the Sagittarius switch up is hard to even deal with. They give you all these ultimatums and stuff like that, all these obstacles and stuff like that. No, they're supposed to be optimistic. Sometimes they just not, though. You know what I'm saying? Optimistic get transformed with ultimatum. You know what I'm saying? You dealing with a Sagittarius, depending on the octave, optimistic get transformed into that person became an obstacle for you. You know what I'm saying? It's like they just, I don't know what it is with Sagittarius. Sometimes they just blow the whole spot up. They're walking Nate bomb at times. They let them get in their feelings and way of seeing something. Then they tied to this morality, tied to this way of seeing something, tied to this vision. They just woke up one day, the spirit told them something, then that's it for the whole damn business we had running. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But they gonna tie to, don't try to put them in responsibility for it either, because they gonna straight blame it on God or somebody. I ain't a Sagittarius moon today. No, they don't do that but blame it on them. So y'all gotta be careful and stuff like that when you're around the sad stuff, you know what I'm saying? Especially a female and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You might have thought y'all had a well oil running machine, relationship, marriage, and all this sudden that you ain't know whole 6 months she was getting them cheeks clapped. Whole 6 months she was getting Kenichiwa cheeks clapped and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know what was going on and stuff like that. The moment you caught it, you know, try to blame none on her, give her no responsibility about why she did it or whatever the case may be. You best believe Jesus Christ involved. You best believe Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Allah, Muhammad, the church up the street, the preacher man. Oh, you better believe it. Everybody was involved with why she had to make that decision God told her to do. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. It don't matter. They ain't even got to be in God. They just walk through the park. That's going to be an excuse. I walked through the park, you know what I'm saying? I took a walk on the beach today and stuff like that. And just walk, the wind blew a certain way and it told me, it just led me to just because my spirit had to be fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? You might as well just get a divorce. You know what I'm saying? Don't to the hell with that explanation. Everybody don't need closure. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. Dealing with no damn Sagittarius. You ain't gonna get it. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You ain't gonna get it. Don't be somewhere waiting around, sitting Indian style, talking about, yeah, this person know they did me wrong. I'm just a Sagittarius. You're gonna be waiting forever. You're gonna be hearing about 1,000 doors closed. You're gonna be going into about 1,000,000 doors by the time you die. For the Lord's grace, nothing happened. You didn't went to about Walmart 1,000 times, the open, closed doors and stuff. You didn't walk to your bedroom and stuff, all kind of doors in and out because you had to go to work outside. Like, it's gonna be thousands of doors you close before you waiting for closure from a Sagittarius. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. You waiting for closure from a Sagittarius, and you might as well wait till your life closed and over doors closed, every opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Eyes closed forever. You know, you might as well. Tell you that right now. You know what I'm saying? So don't even wait for it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like Sagittarius is It's like responsibility, the thought forms that other people put them in. These is like cages. They're like traps. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I know this. It's not like that to a Virgo. I know it's not like that to a Taurus. May not be like that to a Gemini because that's the opposite sign. It's damn sure like that to a goddamn Sagittarius. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Any type, don't put no type of pressure on them. No type of mental responsibility. None of your what you think because you might be a Libra. Like sometimes Libra because Libras and Gemini sometimes. You know what I'm saying, in Aquarius. But every now and then when y'all start thinking too much and you the lower octave and stuff, you start thinking that the Sagittarius supposed to think the way you think even when you ain't around. Then that's like a cage. That's like the Sagittarius can't wait. They're gonna feel pressured to not be what they think you think they supposed to be just because y'all cool. Most the Sagittarius can't wait. They're like, what? You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be thinking of because and if they like this, let's say they grew up sheltered, they grew up in the suburbs or something like that, right? So they didn't get their energy supported or whatever the case. It eat them up every day. It takes everybody older, especially when you're in that situation, to start evolving a little bit and just start saying the hell with stuff. But it eat them up every day. Oh, eat them up, especially if you like your parents taught you to be a people pleaser and you're a little sheltered Sagittarius or whatever. You get ate up every day because you feel like you're in a cage. School is extra pressure. Work is extra pressure. And you dealing with like 2 or 3 different worlds, having to do what you have to do there, having to uphold what you think others want from you and all this type of stuff. And until you reach that adult age that you like, the hell with that. I must have got that from somebody, my friends or my family or something like that. If you grew up in the hood like me or whatever like that, and people already know what you about. But other than that, you got to learn how to get out of that energy if you a suburb Sagittarius because it's in you. It's in you. You know it's in you. You know it's like, oh, I'm trapped in something. And it don't ever be what you actually doing. You probably hate math class and it ain't got nothing to do with math. You probably hate science class, ain't got nothing to do with science. It's the people in there, probably the chicks in there. If you a chick, it's probably like the other chicks in there, the dudes like they're paying. It's like stuff like that. Things that's dealing with seeing and feeling. It's like, man, you like dealing with God for real. Sagittarius be dealing, Scorpios too, but Sagittarius be dealing with God for real. It's like too many battles throughout the day that other signs don't even look at as battles. Some signs don't even look at life without it. And see, Sagittarius just don't understand that because you're not in somebody else's shoes. I understand y'all because I got the moon. I got y'all Sag moon. And I'm triple fire. Aries, Sun, Sag, Moon, Leo, Ascendant. So for the most part, my actions come out a little different because I'm Aries, Sun. But the things I react and respond to before it come out as my actions be just that. Or whatever the case. All that stuff look like a trap or whatever. But we be having to understand that stuff that we try to separate from or don't understand why people will even evolve in. Other people in their signs, life ain't life without it. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that Sagittarius can't understand that a Taurus, their in conjunction sign, don't see life without. Their opposite sign, Gemini, don't see life without. You know what I'm saying? Cancer, a little bit more understanding due to the fact of the exaltation of Jupiter being there. You know what I'm saying? So they share certain qualities, the internal meaning and reasoning to what they're going through, energy. And a lot of times that leads to spirituality or that leads to anything that could add as a crutch or a reasoning to why something is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So Cancers and Sagittarius is constantly doing that. And Pisces, especially Pisces, because Jupiter rules the sun in that pocket, in that position, period, rules Sagittarius and Pisces, and that sun in that area is exalted and different than it being in the opposite when we're trying to understand Saturn and things of that nature by the sun being in that position. So the exaltation, but opposite Mars or the sun, Capricorn, but opposite Jupiter being exalted in Cancer. So a lot of times they always trying to find purpose or meaning behind why I feel the way I feel, Cancer, or why I see the things I see and feel, aka Sagittarius. Cancer, why I feel the way I feel and why I got these emotions. Sagittarius, why I feel the way I feel and why I see things this way. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way we see things before it become a feeling. That cloud before it condense and become rain. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, Sagittarius look at stuff like cages. So you can be throwing things like responsibilities and stuff like that add too much element and stuff like that. But a lot of times, for the most part, you can get a sense of freedom around them because the things that other signs feel like life wouldn't be life without, get that sense of oh, this is a life without this when it comes into the being around a Sagittarius family friend or associate or coworker. You know what I'm saying? Especially a Taurus. A Taurus will learn that the things that they work hard or the things that make them feel comfortable, they don't always need those things to enjoy themselves. They don't always need those things to find a comfort zone. So sometimes Tauruses find comfort in Sagittariuses. And that's a secret. Even though Geminis and Sagittariuses are opposite, that's a secret hidden gem, even because they're on the next side of Tauruses. It's also like that for Geminis. Geminis find comfort in Sagittariuses and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like just like every sign is like a placement, and one has a one that take the shape and form. So you have the fillers and the thinkers. So the thinkers is like the support, and the fillers is like the fluid or whatever. So it's almost like that. Air, fire is the emotional support for air signs, and water is the emotional support for earth signs. But earth signs is the practical support for water signs, and air signs is the analytical support for fire signs. See what I'm saying? So that's how they kind of interact with each other. It's like a balance, you know what I'm saying? Where the balance puts you in a situation where, oh, okay, the energies that I feel like life wouldn't be without, this person actually got a whole different side of that. All right, so boom, this person kind of balanced me out a little bit or whatever. It's specifically like that for the Sagittarius and Gemini. This is why a lot of times, even in rap, you know what I'm saying, you catch a lot of Gemini Sagittariuses together and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? You got Jadakiss, Gemini, Styles P, Sagittarius. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things like even with the mutable signs in general. You know what I'm saying? Because you got hell of a records coming from Jay-Z, the Sagittarius, Beanie Siegel, the Pisces, and they got hella cold records coming from them and things of that nature. You know what so it kind of give y'all the idea of what's actually going on when it comes to a balance or whatever the case. But it's the water, and the water is the emotional support for the earth signs, and the fire is the emotional support for the air signs or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Because they deal with the feelings. But I don't know why I got in all the damn zodiacs and stuff. We'll just get into that though. But like I said, in a nutshell, today, but specifically, that's why the moon is in Sagittarius. So based upon that misunderstanding, you may just have misunderstandings. First is going to be internally. Misunderstand how you feel about something. You know what I'm saying? Make sure if you ain't an unproductible individual, because it will come out hasty. You know what I'm saying? You know, there's going to be a lot of things you be looking at that you think you need to put the shovel to. You know what I'm saying? Like, this need the shovel. You know what I'm saying? Just need the shovel there. Put the shovel to that. You know what I'm saying? Put the shovel to this or however the case may be. But for the most part, depending on your energy and what you involved in and who you around, that's how that energy is going to be acted out. And if you're around a bunch of negative individuals, misunderstandings may have to get corrected or get more misunderstood based upon the expression, because the expression going to come out emotional, however the case may be. And, you know, people get the wrong idea or get the wrong, well, it's a misunderstanding when someone expressing their emotions and they're not analyzing it, right? Because it's how they feel, however the case may be. So you may be around a lot of that energy if you're around unproductive individuals. Now, if you're productive, you're able to create the door or the stargate to understand what was once understood. See, if you are a productible individual, then anytime there's negative alignments in the sky with the sun and moon, like a square 90-degree angle in conjunction that we're experiencing now, 150 degree, you transmute a negative energy into something positive. A square play out as frustration. Something that may lead to a frustration is going to be back to supported by what you actually want to do anyway, so that you rather have that frustration because going through with it actually accomplish or get something done that you already want to do. When you're unproductive, frustration is just dealing with unnecessary bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Or however the case may be. And things that was, you really had to, it don't accomplish nothing having to take care of it. The only thing it accomplishes is something that's dealing with pride, that your pride was hurt, or you having to debilitate somebody else's pride due to the fact that their ego was a little too broad when they was dealing with you, so they felt like they could have their way with you in a way that, you know, they probably wouldn't get away with someone else, or however the case may be. The in conjunction play out as a misunderstanding. If you productive, You know, it may be things that you already want to do, but these minor misunderstandings, gaining an understanding, allow you to allow things to run through a lot more smoothly, or however the case may be. But if you in some unproductive energy, misunderstandings, even if things started as an understanding, it was already starting as like a recipe of disaster. I mean, a recipe for disaster. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like kind of like settling or kind of like contemplating when you already know something ain't really right. So you dealing with this person or dealing with this, and so you're trying to add more meaning to the alternative reason of why you're dealing with them, other than who you know you dealing with. For an example, you going on a heist, but you don't know everybody you going on a heist with, but you just know through name and networking or however the case may be. So that's your only way to have the amount of people for the heist. So in your mind, you try to have more importance of, yeah, we all supposed to be on one par because we getting together on a heist, not knowing that, you know, there's no honesty amongst thieves, or however you said, or however the case. So for the most part, you ain't even really, you trying to add, yeah, we're going on a heist to make this money, more than the actual fact that you can get snaked because you dealing with a whole bunch of individuals that's into some snaky stuff in the first place or whatever. So you know you don't know these cats like that, but based upon what you involved in, that's your only way of, and that networking of how to get the 1-2 together. This is how Donnie Blasco and all these mafia cats, they all took each other out. Every mafia cats took each other out, all the way down to their family. The reason why the Italians had to change, because they took themselves out. They all took themselves out, because once things get into money and stuff like that, that become more important, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, you could be my nephew all you want. Let this goddamn Family Dollar General do something happen because you did took some funds out to go fund some other little hoodlums to make your own little business. You know what I'm saying? The next little town or something like that. You know what I'm saying? See how long your car be out there without no explosive in the trunk. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No homo. Pause. Have another family member kiss you on the cheek when we was at dinner last night. You know what I'm saying? I see, we ain't gonna go that far like the Italians and stuff, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all get it. You know what I'm saying? These cats don't be caring about nothing once they get to that money. You know what I'm saying? Once they get to that dollar bill, nieces, nephews, you know what I'm saying? Little baby strollers. So they didn't damn wipe themselves out. So that's what happened to the Italians and why they had to change and why they in the situation they in right now, to being too hardcore. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't about to tell me that I ain't grow up and I ain't grow up on Carlito's way. You know what I'm saying? Casino. You know, it's Goodfellas. You ain't about to tell. Yeah, they taught me real good. Yeah, they taught me real. What's his name? Lawyer. Yeah, they taught me real good off the New York City airplane, LaGuardia, off LaGuardia Street. Real thought, Joe Pesci, all these cats. You can't handle the truth. Oh, I'm saying, taught me real good. My eardrums was melted and stuff like that. Changed my whole worldview of life and stuff like that. Favorite movie still to this day. Say Al Pacino, Scarface. So you ain't about to tell me. Say, because a lot of people don't be wanting to take credit. Like a lot of times, because we in a new time right now, everybody want a virtue signal. So everybody want a virtue signal on hip hop and stuff like that. Things like, no, everybody get the responsibility and stuff like that. I know hip hop, and especially no damn rapper. A rapper influenced me to do nothing. If anything, rappers was getting influenced by the people that they was around that y'all never see. These cats end up in jail, or half of the time had the whole goddamn shotgun double barrel in your favorite rapper's face and stuff like that. These be the cats the rappers be trying to impress and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just that. It was Grand Theft Auto. You know what I'm saying? It was all these movies and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It was a Contra video game. It was all kind of stuff. All the stuff. It ain't just one thing and stuff like that. We knew how to flip on mattress and slam each other, rock bottoms and stone cold stunners and stuff like that. And sweet chin musics and stuff. You know what I'm saying? The Undertaker power drivers. All the Kevin Nash goddamn. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff. It ain't just music. Nah. My homie broke his neck trying to do Kevin Nash goddamn power bomb. So we flipping on mattresses. People try to do backflips and goddamn it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Get the little ladder. You know what I'm saying? Go get your mom and your grandma a ladder or something like that. You think you Jeff Hardy and, you know what I'm saying? Broke his neck. You know what I'm saying? Oh boy, you don't say his name and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But he broke his neck. People think they Jeff Hardy and stuff like that, flying off, just going on the mattresses and stuff like that. The little hard poker, put little springs broken, stuff like that. The homie getting stabbed and stuff, getting scraped. Got to figure out what we getting stabbed on and shit. You know what I'm saying? A whole spring poking up, then broke out the mattresses. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't have them days no more and stuff like that. We in a whole new time now, though. The kids ain't about nothing. All y'all kneecaps ashy in today's time. Everybody's kneecap ashy and weak. Everybody goddamn got crutches at the age of 21 and stuff. About damn near need a wheelchair and stuff like that. Cause I don't know what's going on. Thank God we got them airwalks and stuff like that. But we asking why that. Now, you might be asking why about your job, about your relationship. Try not to go too far about your relationship, because if you express too much of that through a feeling and emotion, you're going to create that tit for tat energy later on down the line when you ain't ready for it. Because a lot of times we be in certain energies, right? Especially if you like a square sign, or to the mutable or the cardinal. So if you're an Aries, Capricorn, or if you Aries, Capricorn, or a Libra, if you, or that's then the opposite, that's Capricorn, or if you a Virgo, Pisces, or Gemini, it's Gemini opposite, and Pisces and Pisces and Gemini, and Virgo is square, Sagittarius, and Gemini is opposite. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, especially y'all, but this goes for everybody, you know, even Cancers right now. But for the most part, and Sagittarius is because the moon is in y'all sign. A lot of times, signs could be in the sky that just don't align, and you express yourself a certain way, and based upon another sign that you around, family, friend, associate, coworker, relationship partner, however the case it may be, right? They don't have that temperament to react in that way. And then you start to build a bad face card based upon just the mood phase, aka you was just in a mood that day. Don't know what you're really reacting to. It's just outside things, influence, atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? And it being angled in that type of direction that don't naturally go in your flow or however. And then for the most part, express yourself in such a way that the people that you're around don't have a different action. So in your mind, you're not considering what's on their mind, maybe them thinking a little differently about you or however the case may be. Then that become a buildup. Then that time that would just happen to you comes around for them when things don't align. And the sun and the moon, right? So then they express a similar energy just from a different circumstance that y'all in. And then for the most part, let the tit for tat begin. Because the first thing that you did wasn't resolved internally and externally, then they're going through the same thing. Then each spirit don't be knowing this is what we're doing. And when it's time for us to have space to clear that off, so these energies that when we don't have space within ourselves and who we dealing with start to clutter and get too crowded, we express ourselves in ways that it really didn't mean it until we do get that space. And then we express ourselves that forced space. But then when we have time to think in that space, we got to spend more time thinking about apologizing or we did something wrong or whatever the case. And you don't necessarily always have to do that. And that tit for tat get to that energy where last week you weren't complaining about homegirl feet being on the damn coffee table and things of that nature. But this week you is. You know what I'm saying? And that's when that it really came from last week, when that alignment was that way and you expressed yourself, but the situation was totally something different. It had nothing to do with homegirl or homie cheese, homie slice, or homeboy having his foot on a coffee table or drinking the last sip of eating the last pieces of the cereal in the box or whatever, and drinking the last pieces of goddamn 2% milk in the refrigerator, however the case it may be. So eating the last 2 carton of eggs in an egg carton. You know what I'm saying? However the case may be, you didn't really care about that. However, you had different issues or whatever, but now that became an issue. But that's just what is being filtered through with that situation. The actual starting point came from the ego fighting, the thought fighting. How we be having like mental warfare with each other and mental gymnastics and stuff that we don't actually give those terms to. When we be actually doing it, but we be doing it day to day. If you got a relationship and you dealing with people day to day, this is what that actually is, or however the case may be. You'll never want to be belittled in that world. So a lot of times when the first one ain't resolved, then the individual get in that same funk, and then for the most part, none of the actual issues is being resolved. Then this person is creating the external situation as just filtering it as, hey, this is the problem. Like, why your feet on a coffee table now? You know what I'm saying? Then this person like, why you always watching that TV show? Then this person, why you always, you know what I'm saying? And that's it. No, now y'all ain't gonna be able to stand each other. All because of that built up and stuff, where if y'all would have just spiritually knew in the first place, like, all right, eventually things get crowded and we both need certain space, whether it's another family member, a certain area in the house, or a certain circumstance, a certain hobby, or whatever the case may be. And then a lot of times once spirits establish that, spirits always play resistance to something that's already established. Eventually, the things that cause the tit for tat, and y'all already established, like, this what we're going to do for tit for tat not to be there, or whatever the case may be, the more y'all going to resist having to actually need y'all own space. And this is something the spirit do. Y'all going to start building on how y'all can share space and still without building the tit for tat. Because the spirit, anytime, I don't care if you're telling the spirit the truth or something, is always going to do the first resistance if it wasn't able to be aware and develop that the substance of awareness itself. You see what I'm saying? So when you put a spirit in a position that it knows it's supposed to do something, and let's say it wasn't aware based upon a bias or a distraction or what we're into, based upon what Michael Jordan or Walt Disney taught us to be involved in, or whatever the case may be, you would show something that, since you got a brain and a heart just like a spirit that's got a mind and a brain and a heart just like y'all have similar things. So similar abilities mean if a spirit ain't aware of it and they see something that's similar does something that it should be aware of itself, even if it doesn't have that external physical trait, it's an awareness. For the most part, the spirit be damning itself and be like, well, I was supposed to know that. You know what I'm saying? For lack of better words, it may not be no word for it when you're actually going through it. You just start developing these thoughts and feelings and all this stuff, and that'd be one of the words you're going to run away from, because one of those words pierce what you're starting to develop around your spirit, which is an ego before it become an ego. All these thoughts and feelings you're trying to collect so you could build around your naked spirit, your no thing, not nothing, no thing spirit, so you don't feel naked and vulnerable and feel like you don't have a know-how within that circumstance and situation, so you're just swimming all over the place, or whatever the case may be. And a lot of times, the first thing you run towards is actually the only phrase for it. This person knew something I was already supposed to know. You know what I'm saying? But you not knowing it is a word that you will run to faster, or that world that word come from, and refuse to even use that word because it make your spirit feel like you're up under something, where you're in that spiritual space, and where that awareness come from to condense to become that word, and become, and all the energies that come with it, to become a reality, and to say, I don't know this and I should have known it. The spirit, that's a heavy form, and the spirit had to travel there to get that form, and the spirit don't like to bear that, because all the other things that the spirit like to jump in and feel more lighter and free and stuff like that as forms before it condense and become adrenaline and body movements and stuff. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times that one becomes too heavy, and you got to pay more attention to that one of how to clear it. You know what I'm saying? How to clear it and get rid of that, and use the ones that you want to be free in for that one, and to make you feel like you're trapped in. And a lot of times it play out physically too. You're not as out and about as the average individual, and that doesn't necessarily mean going out places and being outgoing and being social, but it can lead into, you start developing hormonal imbalances where you're not moving your body to the point that you're developing resistance like you've been doing since you was a baby. So for the most part, your body is not a well-oiled running machine, or whatever the case may be. So it's not building the nutrients and balancing itself out. So you're not outgoing as far as internally. You're not doing or moving around enough, or however the case may be. So you're being stuck in your first body, the mind, and it's condensing and becoming the same adrenaline with the organs it created. You being stuck in one position and you not necessarily moving around or whatever. So you start developing all kind of different illnesses physically and stuff, because that's the type of space you in. So you develop that awareness substance, and that heavy substance develop heavy adrenaline, and once it get cloggy and you ain't moving around, it becomes stiff. And once it becomes stiff, here's where you're getting them back problems. Here's where you're getting arthritis. Here's where you're getting blood clots. You know what I'm saying? Here's where you're getting your family doctor telling you, get your monkey ass up and exercise. You know what I'm saying? Here's where you become vitamin deficient. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't developing it, and vitamin deficient and all that. That just means you lessen blood. You got to develop more blood. Whatever they talk about vitamins is just different calibers of blood cycle. You know what I'm saying? So either you not developing enough blood because the collection of thoughts and feelings on your mind, you're not exercising it, doing them. So eventually that even cause sweat, but you ain't got to sweat all the time. It's like doing the things on your mind. When you lack doing the things on your mind is not producing and becoming blood flow. So the little bit of blood you got waiting for that new oxygen is not coming there. And things of that nature. So you know what I'm saying? A lot of times you become dehydrated, you become a person like a person who need an air pump if they had asthma or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things in life start to become harder for you to endure than the average individual. Then you become more nerve wracking. You know what I'm saying? You become more reactionary towards things. You become more resistant and things of that nature towards things that you have to actually do. You know what I'm saying? You just want to run away from your problems or however, or sweeping up under the rug and become avoidant and things of that nature. Then you might then don't be a spiritual person or don't be a person that's into some type of religion or whatever, because then at that point, you're gonna blame your unstable mind on some other thing, you know what I'm saying, some other kind of concept or whatever the case may be, and then you're just gone after that. You're degenerate. Can't nobody talk to you. You're gonna be in those type of energies that you're gonna start developing those those standings with your family, friends, and associates and coworkers that they can't even talk to you based upon you. It's not that you can't have an understanding. The filter system that you in doesn't even allow you to comprehend the actual conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're in some type of lost spiritual religion or something like that, and then you completely lost your own mind, right? Before if somebody trying to tell you something normal, you're going to be into some type of what does this have to do with whatever you done made spooky in your mind or whatever the case may be. So a person might be really trying to tell you something good for your life, and you just dealing with degenerate mental instability. So at that point, you end up having a mental illness. You know what I'm saying? So that we don't want people to get that far and have a mental illness going on and things of that nature. You have to be careful of that, because that a mental illness is a spirit who can't use their mind. And since you have no choice but to use your mind, it's only going to show as you only use your mind through the filtering system of a crutch. So everything about your decision making quality has something to do with a crutch. It no longer have anything to do with you reevaluating and adjusting your own bias, because you yourself is a walking bias, because you as an individual. So you adjusting that on the daily is how you be on the right path or whatever the case may be. Yeah, but you go beyond your biases and go to that mental crutch, and you already mentally unstable. And a lot of these people who've been taught by Michael Jordan and Walt Disney walk this world like normal people because they're functionable enough to have jobs, to be social, and things of that nature. But a lot of times these be some of the craziest people in the world. Just think about the genocide created from certain religions. Think about the spirituality that was added to people like Joseph Smith, Jim Jones, not the rapper or whatever the case may be, Madame Gablisky, all these cult leaders and things, them actual cult leaders. I don't know what people be trying to talk about dusty people in the hood or whatever that ain't got two nickels to rub together or whatever the case may be. That's just perverts watching people that they inspire to use themselves and capitalize it. But when it comes to real cult leaders get funded. If you a serious cult leader, you're back to support it. You're funded by corporations and probably colonists and capitalists or whatever the case may be, and you got a whole system behind a lost, degenerate mental ideology. That's the only cult leader. You know what I'm saying? Anybody else who dusty in the hood, or someone who just grew up because their parents had a good job, so they grew up in the suburbs or whatever the case may be, ain't no goddamn, ain't no such thing as a cult leader. Them just people happy to get attention from someone else who lost. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And none of that is gonna go as far as rubbing two nickels together. You might get three nickels. The end. Y'all end up somewhere up under a rainforest tree You know what I'm saying? The bus station or something. You know what I'm saying? That's just talking crazies. The end. Nothing creative coming from it. You know what I'm saying? That's when you know a person just completely lost their mind. If you ain't participating in things that make the world go around, you ain't shit anyway. You just an ain't shit ass homie or a homegirl, whatever. Just talking crazy. Things that make the world go around, right? When it comes to business, entertainment, education, religion, and politics, these things are grounded on food, clothing, entertainment, and creativity. So if you ain't got no form of creativity, you're useless. You can make you. And I got a YouTube channel to teach people how to smile. If you got anything, it's creative or whatever. And if it's what other people lack, and you're the source that they can collect a resource off to feel good about themselves or to be entertained about themselves or whatever the case may be, that's a gem in the world. You ain't gonna never stop somebody being entertained by somebody doing a cartwheel in front of them. Especially a female jiggly. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, boom. Food, you know how to cook or conduct food or sell it in some type of way in that manner. Clothing, you know how to design, even if you just know how to wear the hell out some clothing, right? You selling some clothing to someone else who know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's in walking fashion, whatever the case may be. And so what was that? And then so entertainment, you can add music into that, food and clothing, right? And it don't matter what species it is, and what society and how rich or poor you will. Shelter comes second nature. The moment y'all humans start adding shelter into things that y'all didn't let capitalized minds get y'all rocked to sleep. Because I don't care if it's a deserted whole neighborhood or something like that. There's going to be a group of men that learn how to build something, and there's going to be a group of women that learn how to keep it up and start adding on to things or whatever the case may be. The end. And if it get colonized or capitalized or whatever the case may be, that's somebody just start copying it, and then a cult came and filtered it through an industry corporation banking system or whatever, and now you got to pay to do the same thing somebody was going to do anyway. The end. Because I don't care what you're talking about. If you're a construction worker and you build houses, you build a whole bunch of houses that ain't going to your family. That's just your job. You struggling still to pay your house bill. You struggling still to pay your stuff. You know what I'm saying? And and all the things that come with it and things of that nature. So you need the land and all that, however the case may be. So you need to you need to understand that. If it was a society of everybody around their kind, all construction workers, any house they built, they're in on it. So eventually, if it's already started like that, that would have spread it out. Because everybody in that area who become construction workers is building, they get paid, and they're business for their family and stuff like that. So you're getting help with money and shelter. You know what I'm saying? So the money is for you to fund the economy. The shelter is second nature, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, but America's a melting pot right now. So we still more busy with fighting over culture and race, human race, and who gonna get to some imaginary destination that don't even matter anymore. Stuff like money and stuff like that that's starting to dissolve, or whatever the case may be. But for the most part, it's not like that in other areas due to the fact of everybody just still more, which that doesn't mean just because it's a melting pot we can't get it that way. We just got to find some culture. No, it's not gonna be these religions outside, because I know that's what they I don't want to get into all that. But for the most part, we got to find something we all do. So it don't matter the race, the ethnic group that we're all melting in. It's something we all do, and we see for the past 300 years. Religion might be the last one we need to keep upholding. No, I'm saying, or whatever the case may be. We tried. It's too many. And then right now, we got so many immigrants with their own stuff. That's impossible. That got to be last on the list. It got to be other stuff we creating communions around and discussions around, and what we should do here around and all these other things. That ain't it. That don't even cut it. You know what I'm saying? Because we starting to see these schools, how these schools are still are. We're starting to see how just how everybody we starting to see how it still is. It even how people try to control things. You can't do it that way. It doesn't make no sense. So we gotta be careful what we try to do right now, because there is like you just never know who you're running into and how they think, because that's where we at in America. Ain't no one common thing or whatever. You see what I'm saying? Like it's all we talking about percentage scale. Of course, if you're in Africa, Asia, or whatever, many people gonna think differently. But on a general scale, you see what I'm saying? Or Europe, or Britain, or Russia, and stuff like that. On a general scale, there's a, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about it like this: it's wintertime, and you in Europe or something like that, right? Yeah, you're gonna come across different people thoughts or whatever the case may be, but they all might have on a jacket, but then basketball shorts and open toe John Cleta sandals on, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? You see how it's all generally just like all the tribes here. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, yeah, this different tribe, they doing that tribe do what they doing or whatever the case may be. But you being a foreigner, it don't matter what different discussion. All of them probably hit you upside the head with an arrow or a tomahawk. You see what I'm saying? Go to Asia. Yeah, one made the PlayStation. One made the Super Nintendo. One made the Sega Genesis. Cold. Different thoughts, Japanese, or whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? They whole different days or whatever the case may be. No, you get hit upside the head with a sword, though, no matter where you at. You get shot first over there. They made the gunpowder first over there. You know what I'm saying? So you got all the bridges and stuff. All the Europeans be buying that and bringing that to Britain and stuff like that. The structure of bridges and stuff like that, that came from Asia. And swords and gunpowder and stuff. And how to station a bridge and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it get deep. Or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So y'all gotta be careful or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You over there in Africa, whether you the Nigerians, whether the Arabs, you know what I'm saying? They think different. Moroccans, yeah, they think different, whatever the case may be. That don't mean they still all go jihad on you or whatever the case, and they all do the goddamn smoke goddamn finisher on the end of the goddamn Mortal Kombat trilogy or Ultimate 3 or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole bunch of bombs. No, what's that, Cyrex? Or smoke, robot smoke, a whole bunch of bombs come out, blow themselves up, everything. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. So we gotta be careful. You know what I'm saying? Even though that was a Mortal Kombat game made in America. So someone in America named him that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's like we got drones right now. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 might have been a drone named somebody from around. Oh, I'm saying I love all y'all from the bottom of my heart. Flight Boss, me, you know, for sure. We had drones 10 years ago. Flight Boss, bitch. You know what I'm saying? You gotta listen to the bottom of that Terry Smooth. I don't know, Roy Archie from here, yeah. They're gonna carry out God duties and responsibilities and goddamn duties and obligations. You don't want to put that. Erector swat health, hold that yellow hoof. Massasoit, mama no toy. Hee hee, woo hoo. Masasaki.